Hi everyone. Firstly, I just want to acknowledge the Wurundjeri people whose stolen lands we gather on today, and I pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. And I also acknowledge that this land always will be Aboriginal land. I also want to thank DRC Advocacy, Accessible Victorian Greens, Brimbank City Council and Larissa McFarlane for organising and supporting this event and for inviting me here today. So why am I here? Frida Kahlo said it best when she said, "I thought there are so many people in the world, there must be someone just like me who feels bizarre and flawed in the same ways I do." And why are you all here? Well, hopefully you're here to learn about disability pride, and in order for us to do that, I think it's really important to recognise how we actually got here. For most of human history, disabled people have been pushed to the margins, seen not as equals, but as burdens to be carried or problems to be solved. We were labelled as defective, as tragic, as something to pity, or worse, something to hide. We were taught to suppress who we are, to shrink ourselves, to mould our lives around a world that refused to bend even a little for us. We were tolerated but rarely embraced, present but excluded, visible but voiceless. Whilst we've come a long way, there is still plenty more to be done. We are not broken. We do not need to be fixed. We are not lacking, and we do not need to be upcycled like your hard rubbish on a Friday. And let's be honest, you'd probably leave the project half unfinished in the back of your garage, wouldn't you? We're not stupid because we sound different, and we're not childish because we think differently. We're certainly not difficult just because we have access needs. We don't treat people with dementia like children because they found comfort in dolls. We don't judge a cancer patient when they wear brightly coloured wigs because they lost their hair during chemo. Yet people with disability are not afforded the same respect. An amputee's legs won't grow back because they are ready to take on the challenge of stairs. A deaf person will not hear you just because you started speaking louder. And autism doesn't suddenly go away when you turn 18 just because the supports you provide focus on children. The barriers we face aren't something we need to overcome. They're design flaws. And spoiler alert, you built the system. We live in a world that portrays us as either remarkable or tragic. We often feel like we exist to drive your narrative, not our own. We don't want to be inspiration just because we're doing what you're doing. We want to be celebrated for our artistic achievements, our entrepreneurship, our innovation, not just for washing the dishes. To quote Stella Young, "I'm not here to inspire you." I don't want to be extraordinary. I want to be ordinary. I don't want to be a disability activist. I want to be an artist, a mother, a businesswoman. Yes, I'm proud of the advocacy I do. I'm proud to be a voice for my people, but I'd rather I didn't have to be. Whilst we don't want to be inspiration for inspiration's sake, we do want to access the same facilities and community events as everyone else. We often find ourselves unable to access our parks, attend community events, or participate in community consultations. Not because we can't participate, but because we weren't considered. Accessibility is often reduced to ramps and wheelchair access. Essential, yes, but only part of the picture. Disability is as diverse as the people themselves. Whilst changes are needed to make our communities more accessible, these changes must be implemented with an intent to address the shortfalls of society, not to fix us. It's wheelchair accessible, simply won't cut it anymore. If we are to truly be inclusive of diversity in all its forms, then it's society that needs to be fixed. From sensory spaces and suitable seating to communication supports and infection control, the way to ensure accessible events are actually accessible is to consult with us, co-design events, action feedback, be adaptable. As Stella said, we are more disabled by the society we live in than by our bodies and our diagnoses. My disability is part of who I am, and I would never want to hide that part of myself. But I don't want it to be everything that I am either. Like you, I want to be free to pursue other interests in life and explore the same opportunities as everyone else. Will you be my ally? Will you step up and fight for us to be included, or will you just sit back and accept tokenistic actions that only serve able-bodied people to feel better about themselves? Inclusion and diversity will never be achieved if society continues to tell us disabled folk what we have rather than listening to what we need. So what is disability pride, and how can it resolve systemic discrimination and ableism we continue to face? Disability pride isn't just about raising a flag once a year and calling it a day, though it's a damn good start to achieving recognition. In promoting this event, I was reminded that ableism is still alive in our community. The complete lack of understanding and respect that non-disabled people displayed serves to remind us why we must raise this flag and why we must continue to do so. We need to be visible, because until we are seen and celebrated, they will continue to ignore us, our wants and our needs. This flag raising needs to be the start of an entire month of Disability Pride celebrations and not just a standalone event. Disability Pride is about making sure every single one of us feels genuinely included, not just politely tolerated and given a show bag. We want equitable access in our communities, not just a photo op in front of a ramp that leads to a damn brick wall. Disability Pride is about celebrating us as people. It's a commitment to listening, improving access, removing barriers, and smashing stigma. It's a commitment to engage with us regularly and to adapt accordingly. Disability Pride is about disabled people representing ourselves authentically and unapologetically. It's about celebrating what makes us diverse, rather than stifling what makes us who we are. It's about being visible in a way that asks our community to see the real us, not to pity us, not to be inspired by us, but just us as we are. So I leave you with this. I'm proud of who I am, as are most disabled people. We are capable of incredible things when we choose to. All we need is for others to accommodate and include us, so that we can be truly engaged with our communities. Will you stand with us, or will you stand in our way?
Thank you so much, Shannon. Amazing words. I'm blown away.